change it. I think that's one of the reasons why Clinton won. You know, Clinton had this. No matter what.
I'll tell you, when we first had this conversation about the letters, you were right. And
you know, I was just playing it up, and these guys are like, "What? It has a boost." You know, I mean, for 25-year-old guys.
Poor job of organizing, poor job of educating, too.
Yeah.
Well, hello, everybody. Here's what I want. I want somebody to tell me how to do this with OBS. I want to be able to save my audio mixer settings with scenes. And they override. Like when you go to a different scene, I wish I could save my audio mixer settings, like because I have some muted out.
I know how to do it, by the way.
Are you serious? You know how?
Yeah. You right-click, copy, and then paste it in the next scene.
No, that doesn't work.
You're using OBS, right?
Yeah, using OBS. But my audio mixer, I can't save the audio mixer settings per scene. Like in this scene right here, I want my mic to open up. I want the desktop to open up. But when I'm playing the DP show intro, what?
I thought you said desk cock.
I kind of did. I was hoping that you didn't catch that, but I kind of did. Anyway, hi everybody. How you doing? By the way, zero glitch. This is gonna be a glitch-free show.
Are we sure that everybody can hear us? Just want to make sure.
Everybody can hear us. Everybody can hear us perfectly. And I actually started the stream this time because I know the past two shows, you and I were talking away, and nothing was going out. It's very hot.
It's all good, buddy. It's all good.
Oh my God, I got my thermostat set to 77 degrees. That's why. There. It's gonna get very cool in here now. Hello, my friend. Do you miss me?
Hello, buddy. I do miss you. I enjoyed seeing you in LILLE. It was short, but it was good to be out on the road again and do a show and get with the people and see what's happening in the industry and get to spend some time with you. We had a very romantic pizza dinner in LILLE as well too. That was very nice.
We did that the last night was nice. Did you notice though that every time we get together, I have more and more issues every single time? Did you notice that? Like
yes,
personal issues that we can't talk about.
I think that once we start traveling a little bit more, I think that things are going to get better. I think that these past 2 years for everybody has been trying and difficult.
Yeah.
So and you know, along with everything that goes on in your daily life, things are tough.
Yeah.
So I think that true friends, people that love you, understand, and the ones that don't. Nobody gives a fuck. Really, at the end of the day, so because they don't really matter. So, but the main thing that matters is that you have people that are your friends, people that love you, and everything's gonna be okay.
And you can tell who your true friends are because your true friends are the ones that consider you a friend even with your baggage.
Oh, if I wasn't your friend, I would have been gone a long time ago. Trust me, I would have been hasta la vista, baby.
Oh my God, I was waiting for that. So a lot of people already in the chat. I can switch over to the chat here. Hi, everybody in the chat.
Hello, everybody.
You know, I was watching a couple guys on YouTube the other day, and I'm believe me, I'm not telling you guys to do this. That's not the purpose of this. But like, there's this guy that I watch. He does some park hopping stuff. He does some like Disney stuff. He does some Star Wars stuff. He does a whole bunch of stuff, right? And he went live the other day, and it was a 3-hour live. For the first hour, all he did was thank the super chats that were coming in. It was like literally an hour's worth of cash coming to this guy. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable how much money some of these YouTubers make on lives. It's crazy.
I've seen some gamers, man. I've seen some gamers make some serious dough.
It's unbelievable.
I like playing Call of Duty, but literally I am the worst player. I thought about making a YouTube channel called
Old Guys Play Call of Duty.
Wait, WCODP.
Oh,
the worst Call of Duty player, and then I would have an intro like Howard Stern, WCOPD, WCOPD, you know? And then I would play, but I would always lose. But people would like root for the underdog because I'm a horrible player. That was my idea.
WNBC.
Exactly,
you know,
right.
We should do that. We should game. But like, what about retro gaming, where like we play like Pac-Man against each other? We play like Pong. I think
interest in it.
I think millions of people would watch that. No, actually, don't say that, because there is a big surge in retro gaming and old arcade style games, 80s games, 16-bit, 32-bit. I'm telling you, it's out there. It's really big. It's popular.
There really isn't, unfortunately. And from the games that are like popular for like making serious though is like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and you know, GTA RP. It's like a handful of games that really, but Call of Duty really brings in. It's a $5 billion business at this point. But I mean, the way that I'm working anyway, I wouldn't have time to fucking stream at all anyway. So,
well, I was going to say that, like I asked you if you missed me, but you don't have time to miss me right now. You really don't.
No, I was, today, I started playing volleyball again, and I'm on a league that's called Vintage Men. And I'm playing with two of the guys that I used to play with 35 years ago, which is, it's really fantastic. And just today in the game, we just happened to all three of us be in the match in the game at the same time, and it was very, very sentimental. And we won 3-0. But the problem is that this Sunday is Greek Easter. We usually practice on Friday and play on Sunday, and then it takes a week for our body to recover. But this week, since it's Easter on Sunday, we had practice on Friday, played Sunday, won, and then our next game was Tuesday. So now it's been like 3 days of playing. And on top of all that, I am working the stores. The lab is finally finished. Vapes EU launches officially for you guys tomorrow. For us, it's going to launch today because it's 1 a.m. here now. So Vapes EU, vapes.eu officially will be in business tomorrow. We started making liquid today. And 𝗫 is here with Alex, with a team from Canada. And we're I'm just working 12, 13 hours a day. Yeah, look at that.
I know, but you're being fruitful with your labors. I mean, you know.
Yes.
I first of all, I like that we put the little logos down here. Well, not we, you, right? You.
Yeah.
And then I noticed that you were running. You have this printed out right here. You get some beautiful labels, right?
Thank you.
You're actually. Let's see. Can I click it? Yeah, you're running the labels there. I like this happy person right here.
Yeah, she's very excited.
She is very excited.
Watermelon peach. You didn't catch that. It was like a chick excited for your watermelon.
No, I did catch that. I see her right there. And here's Blueberry Morning running right there.
Yep.
Right, and I'm sure you're going to take some video once you're actually like making the liquid for us, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to be bottling, and I have to say I'd like to take credit for all that, but my graphic artist, Vape My Noob, Nick, is the one that fine-tuned the labels a little bit, made the colors a little bit more intense, fine-tuned the logo a little bit. Then he added, the little sexy flavoring on the bottom as well too. And we were gonna launch unsalted and unsalted on ice. However, we only can launch unsalted tomorrow, and then hopefully next week we'll be able to launch unsalted on ice, because our last pallet from Canada that had the banana flavoring on it ended up in Vietnam. This is my luck, Phil. I mean, all the planets have aligned against me.
Are the Nick bars with it?
My Nick bars are somewhere in Europe. My other Nick bars are somewhere in Europe. The last pallet that 𝗫 sent from Canada was supposed to come here. Everything came. Everything's been fine. But the last pallet goes to Vietnam, and we get a really nice pallet downstairs that has like these 4 plastic casing on it. Like big plastic containers. And I looked at it, I was like, man, they really packed this thing very good. And I opened it up, and it's some guy's booth that's supposed to go to a trade show in Vietnam. He's fucked. He doesn't have a booth to set up for whatever show he was going to go to. And our pallet ended up in Vietnam. So they said by the 26th, we're supposed to have it. So hopefully if that comes in by next week, we'll be able to launch unsalted on ice next week as well too. However, since I've made the announcement that we're doing Dash Vapes Europe, I've had tons of wholesale interest. Today, I had a message from Croatia. I've had messages from Albania, from Italy. So feel free to reach out to me wherever you are in the world except North America. And if you want to get wholesale unsalted, but any Dash Vape liquid as well too, I'd be more than happy to help you out. But for consumers, dashvapes.eu starts tomorrow, 1-2 day shipping anywhere in Europe that you are. And we're very, very excited. You get to try Unsalted, the #1 selling watermelon peach in your European mouth.
Let me ask you a question about that. Okay, so I have been busting balls pretty much since this became the #1 best-selling flavor in the Unsalted line, right? And you know, of course, I bust balls with it, but it is the #1 best-selling flavor in the Unsalted line. Now, the new on ice flavor might be beating it out, right? But
pineapple mango's beating it out.
Okay,
right now.
but still a very popular flavor. I mean, it's made us millions of dollars now at this point, right?
Yes.
And you know,
2 cars, 1
right.
beach house.
Right. Now, you know how I bust balls, and I call it the #1 best-selling flavor in the Unsalted. Why would I continue to do these little suggestions like in the Facebook chats, and I say, hey, let's carry the joke forward. I mean, I think we should put it on the label somewhere. I mean, I think, you know, like underneath that watermelon peach, just put, you know, little parentheses, the #1 best-selling flavor in the Unsalted line right there. And I think maybe people would get the joke. Don't you think?
In fact, it's funny that you say that. My graphics guy suggested that we do that in the promotion of the liquid line, is to put the #1 selling in the Unsalted line. Plus, you have an advantage because we can't launch Unsalted on ice yet here. So you might take the lead over again, since only Unsalted is launching tomorrow. I'll have it in all my stores. I've sent you a link where it's going to be available in Greece tomorrow online, if you want to bring it up at liquidpuff.gr. So you have the opportunity to take over the #1 spot until Unsalted on ice is ready to be manufactured here in Dash Vapes EU again. But let me tell you something. The lab has come out fantastic. We got some really good employees. The facility is just amazing. We got everything done in about 2.5 months, which it's a feat in itself. And we're very, very excited to be part of this Dash Vapes next project. And as a company, Dash Vapes has made just a tremendous name for themselves in Canada. And I think that same legacy and that same customer service is going to carry on in the launch of the Europe division. I have to tell you that we already have like 45 orders. The site is not live yet. We have 0 stock, and people have placed, I think 45 orders today with 0 stock. Basically, they place the order, and when the stock is in, we'll make it and we'll ship it out for them. So, I mean, the interest is there, and we're ready to bring Dash Vapes to Europe and the rest of the world. You can order from Dubai. You can order from anywhere except North America. You can order, and we'll ship it here from Dash Vapes EU.
And it's really cool. I mean, you've worked hard on this. You've worked long and hard on it. And
Yes.
you've worked, actually, I don't even want to say you've worked long on it, because it was like crash course, man. You guys did this in like no time at all.
Yes.
I want to pull up your website. However, there's these strange alien characters right here from another
Just
planet.
hit the left button.
This one? What is this? Do I have to click this little box right here?
No.
Just this button?
Yeah.
Okay, I click that one. And there we go.
And go-
Oh, no.
Hit it again.
Nope. No, it keeps coming back.
Hit the other one. I don't know.
This one?
Yeah.
And this.
Okay, hit Dash Vapes. Hit where it says Dash Vapes
All right, where does it say that?
on the top line over there, next to that red Nick bar.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is. So now
Tomorrow,
this will be
going to be in stock.
okay. So this will be in stock tomorrow from Liquid Puff, orderable anywhere other than North America, right?
Well, no. This is
No.
going to be just for Greece. Just for Greece will be from liquidpuff.gr.
Okay.
At dashvapes.eu, it'll be available for all of the world except North America.
Got it. Okay, so look, you're gonna service Greece from your site, and then
Correct.
Right. Okay. And is 𝗫 excited about it? Hold on, I'm going to shut my speaker off.
He's very, very excited about it. He's very happy with the progress. He loves Greece, which is good because this gives him an opportunity to come down a couple of times a year with his wife and enjoy the Greek culture and the food. And it's, you know, it's like I said, it was a difficult task, but we stepped up and we got it done. And I think that he's very, very satisfied. And it looks like customers are very excited about it as well too. I mean, me and you and Matt, we've been getting messages for Unsalted in Europe for the last 2 years, you know?
Yeah, and if anybody, like you said, if anybody does feel like more comfortable contacting me or contacting Matt or contacting Dimitri, or you want to go to 𝗫, any of us will get you to the right person to if you are interested. And by the way, we would sincerely appreciate it. I mean, we've been trying to do this now for years through other companies, through other partnerships, and we have been unsuccessful. Dimitri has tried and gone to bat for us several times, and every time it's fallen through. So we actually had to create, or they had to create a distribution center in Greece for all of EU to actually make this happen. So if there is anybody watching this and you appreciate what we do, if you're interested in carrying our line, wholesaling our line, just contact us and we'll let you know how to get it. We'd definitely appreciate that. But at the same time, I do think that people should let Dimitri and 𝗫 know that we shouldn't change the name of this, because I will never call it just watermelon peach. That's not the name of this liquid. The name of this liquid is watermelon peach, the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line.
And it's been very successful. I talked to the staff that's here from Dash Vapes, and they said that the liquid's doing very well, and we should expand on the line as well too. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that just briefly because we have a lot of shit to talk about tonight. But unsalted short fields will be available in the EU, Craig. And also the UK is a little bit tricky because they're not in the EU anymore. So I don't know what the situation is going to be with the post and with duty fees. But yeah, absolutely. In Greece, of course, it's in a shaken vape. It's just the aroma inside, and then, you know, we finish it up however you want it. So it's basically a long fill in Greece. We don't have short fills in Greece, but we will make it. Being the wholesale director now for all this liquid, we will make it any way that you want to. If you want long fills, we can do long fills. Short fills, we can do 30, 60, and 120 mil. We make it like McDonald's, your way. Any way that you want it. The one thing I do want to mention is that the unsalted on ice is becoming very, very popular due to, of course, the influx of disposables. And I will tell you, folks, as me and Phil were in this last show in Lille, there were 10 times more disposable companies than there were in Paris. So the disposable is coming. I mean, we can't, that whether you like it or not or whatever, that's irrelevant. Or whether I like it or Phil likes it as well too. But I tell you what, that everybody, including Dash Vapes, is complaining that they can't convert disposable users, even the ones that want to try, because we don't have the liquids available on the market to be able to do that. So I think this is an opportunity for Unsalted on Ice to expand its line a little bit. And it doesn't have to be gourmet, guys. You know, it doesn't have to be a 17 flavor combination. It has to be what people are doing right now in the disposables. And that's those basic watermelon, you know, strawberry, mango, pineapple ice. It has to be those basic flavors. So I think that has had an opportunity on the Unsalted on Ice line to expand and offer them in a 30 ml option where you can give a 30 ml bottle in a small pod system, open pod system, for a very affordable price to somebody that's spending 7-8 euros a day on a disposable. You can make that switch. All of them feel that I try at my stores, they tell me the same thing. I want that same flavor. I want that same hit. And we don't have nothing on the market that can match. I don't know what they put in the disposable, Chinese tears or whatever. I don't know what they put, but I'm pretty sure that we can come up with some recipes that's going to be close to it, where it's going to be easy for us to again, I'm not pushing for those conversions, but you know, that moment that guy tells you, you know, I'm tired of spending €7 a day, you know, for this disposable, then you have the opportunity to say, here's a pineapple mango ice with an MVP pod or Eclipse or something like that. try that. You're going to save money and be able to make them happy.
Yeah. Do we need to do unsalted disposables?
I don't think, I had this discussion in France with a couple of people that told me, oh, we want to fill our own and all that. I just don't think that it's necessary. I don't. The crowd that vapes the disposables is, obviously they don't really care about the flavor profile. They're satisfied with whatever is in these disposables. I don't think that filling your own disposable gives you an edge on the market, or people are going to say, oh, wow, it's unsalted on ice in a disposable. I'm going to vape that versus the elf bar, the geek bar, or the whatever bar, the Nick bar, whatever's out there in there. So I just don't, I think that there's thousands of disposables on the market right now. I think that carrying some is not a bad idea, but be able to have the products to convert the people that want to convert.
Yeah. And you mentioned this before. You talked about the Paris show twice now, or not the Paris show, but the France show, LILLE. You talked about it twice. And I want to talk about it. Obviously, we're going to talk about it a lot more a little bit later on, especially just like the feeling that I got from the show. But can we talk about something else first? Do you?
Absolutely. Let me just answer a couple of questions.
Yeah, go ahead.
Bill says, any chance for
sample packs?
Absolutely, Bill. We'll make sure that we get it out to you. Matt at Kubrick says, hi guys, just want to say you're doing a great job overall in the vaping community, and your energy is very big and positive on every vapor that come across on you and your products. The Z217 kit is 10 out of 10. Thank you so much, man. From Croatia, we appreciate you. And Unsalted is coming to Croatia. Sure, I got somebody that's interested today, so go ahead.
Okay, do you know where else you can get Unsalted?
Where else?
E-cig Source.
E-cig Source in Florida.
E-cig Source in DeLand, Florida, with my new friend Peggy. Look at this picture.
Tell me about it.
Is that picture adorable? Look at how cute I am.
Oh, yeah. I've met Peggy.
I know you met Peggy. Peggy was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
And Peggy does sell unsalted. As a matter of fact, I saw it there. So let me go here and change. See, like, this is where I'm not as good as you, but we'll try.
I don't know if you know this, but here at E-cig Source, they sell watermelon peach. This is the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line.
See?
Amazing flavor. Everybody should run out and get a bottle of this right now. As a matter of fact, I heard she doesn't really ship, but she might. Okay?
We'll talk about that.
And this flavor right here, it is much better than Dimitri's flavor. Much better than the Cool Citrus. As a matter of fact, if you look on the shelf, the stock, they had like cases of this stuff right here. But there's only like 3 bottles left of this. But it's okay, they ordered more. And as far as Matt's flavor, Suck My Mod, cases of this too. So like you could build a house out of how much liquid they have of these two flavors. But this flavor, pretty much gone. Pretty much gone. You know why? Because this is watermelon peach, the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. There you go. That is good.
Cut.
Poor Larry.
Let me tell you something.
The old man be a cameraman now.
He wasn't very good, but I do want to. I want to thank Larry. Larry has become a really, really good friend. He's good people. As a matter of fact, I went to Easter dinner with him and his wife and his son. Just a really great guy, and we drove together to E-cig Source. It was a 3.5 hour drive, so in the car for like 7 hours, and it was just like smooth. It was really comfortable. It wasn't awkward. Like I said, he's a good guy. We've become really good friends. I love him. Larry, thank you for taking the ride with me. But he did film the last little 3 pieces of the stay when I was working with the customers who were winning the Anakin prizes, and I was showing them how to like use the device. It was all like filmed in like time lapse, and like it wasn't good. But I think it was because I probably pushed something wrong on the camera and he didn't realize it. But
yeah, it wasn't Larry's fault.
Yeah,
sure.
No, it wasn't Larry's fault. But like I said, Peggy was fantastic. She had like a cake. She had these T-shirts made. She had a cake for me. So I did talk to. Oh, and before I play the little interview that I did with her, so she does sell watermelon peach in the shop, and of course all of the unsalted flavors, and she also has the unsalted on ice flavors. And we're joking because she doesn't ship, but maybe she will.
Yeah, maybe people should just call the shop and see what.
Maybe you can call the shop, and it's a little confusing because she has two websites. She has this website for e-cig source, which is ecigdeland.com, but she also has this website, which is vapecats.com. See that right there on the top? All of these links will be on tasteyourjuice.com, and Unsalted might be on this page right here somewhere. Okay, so if you do, maybe you want to order some, maybe you can get it right there. Maybe she'll ship to you. do you understand what we're trying to say? Okay, so
just make it a little bit more obvious, Phil.
Yeah, all right, okay. So yeah, she might have it available for you over there. Anyway, thank you, Peggy, and let's hear some more from Peggy.
That was, I was just saying before, I said that was an amazing greeting that you gave me.
Yes.
Like, I'm so humbled by that. What was that all about?
It's because Phil's here. Phil's in my little shop in DeLand, and we've been here 10 years. And we moved from next door. The doctor asked us to move.
There was a doctor, or how
The doctor's office expanded
Okay.
and gave us money to move over here.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Very nice.
So when you say that I'm in your small shop, there's nothing small about this shop. I mean, this is a big shop.
It used to be a little shop. It used to be a little 20-foot shop with an 8-foot folding table, and that's where we started.
So we've been talking on and off to actually make this happen for a while now, and you know, I love your enthusiasm in the industry, and I love what you still stand for. Okay, because you can see what you still stand for right behind you right now.
Yes.
It's the I quit. I smoked for, like I'm seeing this one right next to you. I smoked for 30 years. I quit using mixed berry. You know, this tells me a couple things. This tells me, one, vaping still works.
Yes.
This tells me, two, flavors are still important.
Yes, they are.
Right?
Yes.
So tell me about why you got started in vaping from an owner's perspective.
I was given a Titan tank way back 5'10", and I was given that for my birthday, and it took off from there. I went on a hunt for flavors. I wanted the best tobacco flavor I could find.
Right.
Totally Wicked gave me that tobacco flavor, and then I couldn't find any more, so I bought the whole shop.
So, okay, that's funny. So, you were a smoker.
I was a smoker.
You found Totally Wicked product.
Yes, I've been smoking since I was 13.
Okay. And it worked well for you?
Yes.
And it worked so well for you, you said, I'm just going to buy the entire shop.
Yes.
You did?
Yes.
That's fantastic.
It changed my life enough, and it just happened to be at the right place, and now I share it with everybody. It makes life better.
I love it. What's it like? I mean, you're obviously still into conversion, right? But what's it like for you or for your staff when they convert a smoker over to vaping?
It's a happy dance.
It's a happy dance.
It's that feeling when they make that first smile, when they first catch that watermelon and the peach kind of sneaks in the back of their throat, and that smile comes on their face. That's what it does.
That's the number one best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. Everybody should be aware of that. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I mean, it's still why you do what you do, right?
Yes.
It's still the conversions.
Yes.
Like you said before, you know, you became a vapor. You bought a vape shop because you wanted to share it with everybody.
Yes. People come in every day, say, I want to quit smoking. It doesn't happen overnight. It's just one transaction at a time, one quick trip to the handy way at a time.
You do some advocacy work too,
Yes.
right? Tell me about your work in advocacy and that group that we have here in Florida.
Florida Smoke Free keeps me in business.
Florida Smoke Free Association.
Florida Smoke Free, yes, they keep us in business. I wouldn't be here without Nick and Dan and all these guys. And they inspire me to keep going.
You've met them all?
No.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
You haven't met Nick?
I've never met, I met Nick for like 30 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So obviously you do donate to that group, right?
Yes.
And they do a fantastic, as a matter of fact, if you come back on me real quick. So one of the things that we've never really felt in Florida as much, I think, as a lot of the other states in the country, it was COVID, right? I mean, they shut us down quick. They brought us back up. I'll come over here now. They brought us back, and it didn't really feel, like everything was so shut down where it was the rest of the country. And I think that's happening with vaping here a little bit too,
yes.
right? Whereas it just seems so negative in the rest of the country, where there's issues with flavors, and there's issues getting devices, and there's issues with taxes, right? And we don't have that here. It feels better, I guess.
Florida feels safer for us.
Safer.
Yes.
And I don't know if that's because Ron DeSantis. I don't know if that's because I see a lot of people shaking their heads, yes. And I kind of agree with that. But I also think it has something to do with when you walk around Florida, I see a lot of older people using e-cigarettes, right?
Correct. Yes.
And I always thought that, maybe it's because people are getting to that point where, hey, I'm not going to last forever. What can I make? What change in my life can I make that maybe I could be around here just a little bit longer? And I think vaping really works with that, right?
It does.
Wouldn't you agree?
It does.
So I think this has been fantastic so far. I'm looking forward to the rest of my stay here at E-cig Source. E-cig Source in DeLand, Florida. We have a special guest star. Aim it out at the special guest star.
Come here.
There you go.
This is Wicked. He's our mascot.
Is it totally Wicked?
This is just Wicked.
Okay.
This is just Wicked. He's been around for 10 years, and he's as fat as can be. Say hi.
So tell everybody again about the shop. What are your hours? Where are you?
We're here every day. We save lives every day. 10 in the morning till 8 at night. Short days on Sunday. We're allowed. But yeah, come by, say hi to Wicked. He's our therapy cat.
Can you rip off the name of all your staff? What are their names? Go ahead.
We have Justin, we have April, we have Judd, we have Aaron, we have Tom, we have Crystal. Chris is running the DJ, and Will is here. Yes, I got everybody's thumbs up, yes. And Phil's here today.
Can I be an honorary employee today?
Absolutely. You get a t-shirt too.
50% off everything for the next 10 minutes. Okay, I'm a terrible employee. I really am. This was really nice too. You got a cake over there. You got, it was close. And people are wearing these shirts. Look at this shirt. I'm gonna change into this one too.
Hi, Demi.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the hospitality. Thank you for doing
thank
what you continue to do here. Thank you for still believing in vaping and getting those smokers in. If you smoke, look, you hear a lot of bad press about vaping, right? You read a lot of bad things. Try to do your own research. Understand what we're doing here. Understand that we're not trying to hook kids on tobacco products. We're trying to save the lives of adult smokers. I'm going to do something a little bit controversial here, right? Because we have a bill in Florida they are calling the Don't Say Gay bill, right? That is not the name of the bill. It has nothing to do with not saying gay, but it is very, very interesting marketing that they're using. We should use that marketing. The next time there is an anti-vaping bill, we should call it the Get Cancer bill. That's what we should do. And I tell you what, that would be more accurate than the Don't Say Gay bill.
Correct.
Okay? So thank you.
You betcha.
Thank you so much. This is great. Come on down, E-cig Source.
Thank you. Bye.
There you go. And Dimitri's gone. It's okay. At the very beginning of that, I said it was a really special greeting that she gave me. And it was when Larry and I got there, we walked up to the front of the store and Peggy came out. She looked at me. It was like the old days. She looked at me. She started jumping up and down and she started crying. She's crying. Like I'm like an ugly Justin Bieber, kind of. A little bit like that. So
it was very touching.
It was very touching, man. It was really, really sweet. She's fantastic. And she's one of those people that deserves success in the industry. She deserves to be supported. People should go to her shop and buy product from her. And if you're a smoker, I definitely suggest going down there. The staff is great. Everybody's warm. Everybody's friendly. Go over there and find yourself on the road to tobacco harm reduction, if nothing else has worked for you. Thank you very much, Peggy. She even sent me a little thank you, and she sent one to Larry too. A little thank you. Some of the staff wrote thank yous on there for visiting. Really sweet. Really sweet.
I have three comments to make.
Here we go.
So number one, I've met Peggy. She's a wonderful person, and watching that video kind of reminded me of the old times. You know, when we used to go to vape shops, and vape shops were, you know, about converting smokers. But the second comment that I have to make is that if more vape shops in America would follow that model and stick to that model, I think that we would be much better off as an industry right now. And the last comment that I have to make is that you looked really fly and trendy in that outfit, buddy. I'm just saying, you're on fleek.
Hold on a second, because you know sometimes I can't tell if you busted my balls or not.
I would tell you if I didn't think otherwise.
Because you even said something nice about my white jeans in France.
They looked great. I didn't like the top that you put with it, but I didn't say anything because you were emotionally damaged at the time. But yeah. I really like the shoes and I like the pants in France, and I really like the outfit that you had there.
Wow.
Very fly, very trendy, and on fleek.
Wow. I don't think you've ever used fleek and me in the same sentence. I appreciate it.
It's very rare. It's very rare. It's very rare.
So
just one second, because something broke.
Something broke. We were also talking about the Florida Smoking Association, and Nick showed up. Matter of fact, here's a picture of me and Nick, and the lovely Dolores came as well. And we talked a little bit, and you know, Nick's been fighting for it for a long time. Nick's been fighting almost as long, I guess, just about as long as Dimitri's been fighting for vape product. And Nick has been extremely successful. Nick has worked directly with Ron DeSantis, which I found interesting. Like I see a lot of good in. Obviously, he's a controversial guy. I see a lot of good in Ron DeSantis, and he's one of those people that I would love to meet him. I would love to talk to him. But thank you, Nick, for coming, and Dolores as well. That was a good drive for Nick too, and I appreciate him showing up. Yeah,
that's great. That's great that they showed up, and it's great to show camaraderie to people that are doing it right in the industry. Peggy's been a big supporter. I did notice one thing that you said earlier, that you asked Peggy if she donates to the Florida Smoke Free Association. She said yes. I don't necessarily think that what Peggy is doing is a donation. I think what Peggy is, she's a smart businesswoman, and she knows that supporting the state association is keeping her in business.
Yeah.
And I think that the word donate sometimes is used wrong in this industry. Every other industry does this. I mean, every other industry protects their interests. And by financially supporting the state association, in essence, it's like keeping your lights on, or like paying your water bill, because you need to have groups like the Florida Smoke Free Association that goes out there and fights and defeats bills that would affect the bottom line of your business. So she should be commended for that, and everybody else that supports the FSFA.
Yeah, for sure. They're doing really good work. They've kept us out of trouble, and like I said, you know, everything is pretty much status quo. Of course, PMTA is another issue, right? But everything as far as flavors, as far as taxes, as far as accessibility, it's just status quo here in Florida. Everything's available right now, which is a good thing, right?
Yep.
Okay. Should we go to France?
Let's do it. From Delayland, Florida to Lille, France. That's a good, nice little jump.
Absolutely. And I think the big thing there had to be the show of that.
No,
right?
The big thing there is you missed your flight. That's the big thing.
Were we going to talk? Are we going to talk about that?
Of course we are.
You want to, but do you want to talk about like how it happened?
Of course we do.
Exactly the way it happened.
Exactly the way it happened.
Okay. Well, exactly the way it happened was not my fault. It was not. As a matter of fact, when I'm telling this story to people, I even tell them that when I showed you my folder of paperwork at the event, you even said, "Wow, I can't believe you were this organized and you still didn't get here." Yeah. Right? Yeah. So what happened was, like 3 weeks before the trip, I call American Airlines Executive Platinum. I start looking at everything online to make sure that I have everything that I need, which is my vaccination card and my passport, right? And there's a couple other documents that I had to fill out online. Everything, I had everything. I had everything. I had it printed out. I had it in a folder. I had like my luggage tags. Everything was perfect. Go to the airport. They wouldn't let me fly. They wouldn't let me fly because my vaccination card was older than 270 days. It was more than 270 days that I got the vaccination, right? And I had no booster and I had no test. Well, as far as the need for the booster or the need for the test after 270 days, American Airlines didn't know anything about it. The documentation that they had on their site had nothing. The requirements for the flight had nothing. Nowhere was there any information about any of that except with that one person at the desk that wouldn't let me fly. So
It's it was crazy because Phil was messaging me and freaking out, and I was doing my best from Greece to try to calm him down and accommodate him. He ended up taking the flight the next day. We got to the show on Saturday. It was okay. It all worked out in the end. But let me tell you, I just found out yesterday that they stopped the mask mandate on airplanes yesterday. I mean, it's gotten to the point where these regulations are they're stupid. They don't do anything, and they just need to stop. Last night I took the entire team, we're 10 of us, to a restaurant down here. And, they have to open up everybody's passport. And I was like, this is ridiculous at this point. I mean, why are we doing this? There's nothing that benefits public health by doing this. All you're doing is aggravating people, and you're making businesses suffer. You're making people suffer. You're making people miserable. And it just needs to, let's just finish it. Let's just move on. Let's focus on the war in Ukraine and the people that are dying. Let's focus on the shortage of chips, the shortage of food. Let's focus on the important stuff, not a fucking, booster shot or the rip-off test. My wife and kids had to come back to the States. I had to go back in the States. I had to get them all 3 COVID tests, 60 euros a pop. That's $75 a pop. $225 just for that's a ripoff.
It's a ripoff for you, but it's making somebody money.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And the thing that annoyed me the most, right, was that I had to jump through all those hoops. I wound up spending another maybe $250 in Uber, right? Because the Uber guy actually took me to get a test to try to get back to the airport on time. That wasn't going to happen, right? Do you know who looked at that test and the vaccine card after I was checked in?
Nobody.
Nobody. As a matter of fact, when I was going into France, they wanted to see my passport. I showed them the passport. They said, you have your vaccine card. I handed them the vaccine card. I didn't hand them the test. I handed it. They're like, okay, go ahead.
Yeah,
it was totally a waste of a day and a waste of money. Nobody cared. It's fucking ridiculous, man.
But anyway, we got there.
We got there. And thank you, because what you had to do, we were supposed to meet at the airport and then drive together to Lille. It's about a 2-hour drive, right? So because I missed the flight, you had to drive to Lille 2 hours, then you had to drive back to the airport the next day 2 hours, and then you had to drive to Lille 2 hours. So and thank you. I appreciate it, buddy. And you didn't even there was no argument, no nothing. You just do it because you're a good friend.
No, absolutely.
Because you're a good friend. You're good.
I would do it again.
I know you would. So we had a wonderful drive to Lille, and we really made it. I mean, the reason why we were kind of fighting the time there was because the French team had booked a talent agency or a video company to do a promotional video on us for the Zlide. Right, and that's why we had to be there at that time, and we made it. Even though we did
it, and the video turned out really good too.
The video, and I have the video to prove it too. The only thing is, it was a little bit rough for me because I was literally up all night, and then I took the flight, and I didn't sleep well on the flight, and then I got to France, and there was no sleep for 2 days, but we pulled it off. So anyway,
absolutely we did.
Let's go back to some of these photos here. This was the first photo that I posted of the Zlide top, and then we had the big, beautiful Zlide top banner that they did there at the show the French team continues to do a really good job. This is actually what we used as a backdrop for photographs there. Really, really well done. There I am sucking on a giant mouthpiece, and there's me and Dimitri looking very, very good, very handsome right there. And then the way Dimitri held his hand on the mouthpiece like that.
I'm cupping it.
It was really well done. It was really well done, buddy. You did a good job there. Yeah. Let's see what else. Always nice to see this, even though my handwriting is nowhere near as good as Dimitri's.
It's true. That's a fact.
Couple more shots of the Zlide. That's the Zlide top with the bubble glass in place. You can see the some of the engraving down there at the bottom. Here it is, the top with the airflow, and I think that's it. So now we go to the promo video that we did, and we could see Dimitri. This is Dimitri doing his part right there.
God, my hair is thinning so bad on the back, bro.
No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter because your character and the way you talk and the way you speak and how smooth you are, it makes up for it. Nobody looks at that. Nobody cares about that.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you.
You're welcome. Here's
I see it though.
Dimitri getting mic'd up right there. Dimitri, got to take care of makeup right there. Doing a little bit of makeup on Dimitri.
Get my balls too. I think that's right.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing your balls.
Oh, you had it.
Right away, it instantly goes to the balls. Instantly,
it does.
You gotta wonder. You gotta wonder what they think about us in different countries.
I could give two shits. That's who we are. I mean, that's who we are. So, all
right. So anyway,
don't like us. That's what it basically boils down to.
Let's take a look at the promo video that we did for the Zlide top, and I will say that the French team did a really nice job with this.
And then we'll talk a little bit about the tank. We got a lot of questions.
Yep. All right. Here we go.
So me and Phil looked at the entire line of platform products, and the only thing that was really missing was a top airflow tank. With the success and the popularity of the Z Coil, obviously was our next step to improve the product, make it more leak-proof, make it easier for the consumer to use it. So we sat during the COVID time, we were locked up, and we designed, along with the engineers of Innikin, the next generation of the Zlide tank, which has been very, very popular in Europe. The Zlide tank sells very, very good. And the only way that we really could improve it is to offer the same tank with a top airflow design.
So a lot of smokers, when they go to vaping, they don't understand the difference between seepage and leaking. This is something that we get all the time. They don't understand that when they vape, the vapor has to go somewhere. The vapor that they don't take into their lungs has to go somewhere. So what it does is it condenses, and then some of it will come out the airflow, right? That's normal, that happens. But new users don't understand why that's happening, so they think that's leaking. So that's why we designed and why we invented the Zlide top, because that eliminates that problem. So your condensation will still go in the base. When they change their coil, they can clean that out, but they're not going to have the perception that the device is leaking, even though it's just condensation that's coming out. Okay, so the concept behind the Duo Prime coil is we have one coil on the outside and we have one coil on the inside. The outside coil just heats up. Not enough to vaporize the e-liquid, but it heats up enough so that it increases the capillary action of the cotton and it pulls more liquid into the coil. That liquid comes into the coil based on the first coil, and that feeds it to the second coil, and it's that second coil that vaporizes the e-liquid. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to give a more saturated vape, a more flavorful vape, and increase the life of the coil itself.
So first of all, I want to thank everybody for the support. 6 years, our products, the Z Coil, the Zenith, the Zlide have been on the market. It's truly incredible to think that any vape product will be on the market so long. We really appreciate the love that the Z Coil has, and we promised consumers in 2017 that we're going to continue to put products that take the same coil. You're really going to enjoy this technology coming out for the Zlide top, but also if you're a new customer, if you're a vape shop trying to get more people to vape, we highly suggest that you take a look at the Zlide top. because it really eliminates all the hassle from the consumer, but it also eliminates the hassle that the vape shop has to deal with tanks that leak, tanks that have problems. This tank is plug and play. You give it to somebody to try vaping, they're gonna be very satisfied, they're gonna be very happy, and they're gonna be customers for life. And that's what we wanna do with Inikin. We wanna have customers for life, and we're gonna keep making products that take the 𝗂𝗀.
Very nice. Very well done. Very well done. So let me get into it right away with the question that I found really, really interesting. Yes. Well, after the first lady won, 15 seconds later, I was done. So I couldn't spin it anymore. So 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝗃 says, people are on past reviews from the golden days. You were always critical of the top airflow atomizers and skeptical of their performance in terms of flavor. What is different in the new Inikin tank?
I don't think there's anything like
Okay. Yeah, I was muted. Sorry about that. As far as the difference in the airflow, I don't think there's a difference, right? What I've come to realize though is that there's an importance with users of e-cig products. There's an importance understanding the difference between seepage and leakage, right? A lot of people think that a device is leaking when it's not. Now, as far as flavor, I don't see a big difference with flavor. I think the flavor is just as good, but I think the importance of, you know, the flavor versus the performance of the tank, and the tank being an easier thing to use and a more trouble-free thing to use, I think is more important. But it's definitely not affecting the flavor.
I think from the perspective of what we try to do with the Zlide top, which I will tell you, once it's available on the market, or if you find a person that's using a prototype, what you're going to notice is two things. Number one, we try to keep the same flavor consistent across all Z products over the last 6 years. And I think that we've achieved that with this tank, especially with a new Z coil that's launching with it, which is a 0.6 MTL coil that uses the DuoTech technology. Number two, this is the smoothest top airflow tank I have vaped, and I have vaped a lot of top airflow tanks. I think that's going to be the biggest, I don't want to call it difference, but I think it's going to be the biggest advantage that this tank has versus other top airflow tanks. We did something a little bit different with the way that the air comes into the tank. So you'll see it in the close-ups when Phil shows you that we've done a slot. It's something that we've asked Inikin for 6 years to do, and we finally got them to buy into, instead of doing the holes that we're all used to, which create more velocity, we got them to do a graduated slot on the top airflow ring, which makes the intake smoother, and the way that it travels down to the coil makes it almost silent. So is it, you know, something revolutionary? No, I think it's a product that needs to be in the lineup. It's something that was missing from our tanks. I think it's the only logical step for the Zlide top new generation of tanks. And I'm very, very happy with the result. And I think that by eliminating the cage, obviously you're losing some of the protection. However, the way that this tank is designed, everybody that's seen it here in Greece, which is big mouth to lung, everybody that has seen this tank tells me that it looks like an RTA and it does not look like a replaceable coil tank. So the sexy look of it, the design lines, the airflow coming in smoothly with the graduated slot on the top, the nice engraving, the deep engravings in it. Just in my opinion, I think it's probably it's hard to say which one is your best kid, right?
Right.
Which kid you love the more. But from a replaceable coil perspective, I think this is my favorite tank that we have made. with Innikin.
It's definitely a sharp looking tank. Of course, it's got the Zlide top. That's why it's called the Zlide. And I like what Dimitri said. It was just something that was missing from our portfolio, the top airflow design. So we still have the very easy, clean coil change from the bottom. That's how we get to the coil there. The glass can be removed at this point, so you can change the glass on this one. And then if we take a look at the top, you're going to see the airflow controller. We do have a grip here for the AFC, and you could see it right there. You could see how it starts. Let me see if I could zoom in a little bit more. Okay, you can see here where it starts a little bit wider, and then it comes down and it gets more and more narrow as you go. And this tank, unlike the original Zenith and unlike the original Zlide, will also do a tight mouth to lung down here, and it will also do a restricted direct lung here with that slot fully open. Okay, so everything on this tank is just designed to be good looking and sexy and easy to work with. And this is our what, our 8th tank now at this point, D?
This is our 8th tank with Innikin, yes, absolutely.
And you know, I mean, it's something that we're really proud of. We've been with Innikin for a long time now. We've actually far surpassed our expectations, and they continue to listen to us. They continue to work with us. We continue to support them in any way that we can. And here we are with our 8th tank, the Zlide top. And just like we always say, we hope you love it.
Yeah, I think it is for me. Yeah, definitely. I'm very happy with the final product. We got some really sexy colors coming. We got a new device that we're gonna pair up with it to make the evolution of the Z50, which will be the Z60 now kit. Along with the Zlide, we are in talks about creating a new upgraded Zlide tube to match with it as well too, because I think that the Zlide tube with the Zlide was a really good starter kit. It did very, very well here in Europe. So it only makes sense for that to continue. And look, you know, I saw a comment about losing capacity, and you are losing capacity because when you do a top airflow tank, there's many more parts inside the tank to accommodate that. So this tank comes with a 2 ml glass, and it comes with a 4 ml bubble glass. So we had to put a bubble glass in order to increase the capacity again. But like I always say, you know, look, if you're happy with the Zenith, look, I want to sell another 2 million tanks, obviously. But if you're happy with the Zenith 2, if you're happy with the Zenith Pro, if you're happy with Zenith, the original one, or the original Zlide, you don't have to buy a new tank. You buy a new tank, A, because you want to. B, you want to support me and feel. C, you're a new vapor, and this is what the shop is recommending it to you. But, you know, there are pros and cons to every device. There's no perfect device out there. I think that the Zlide top, from a replaceable coil aspect, even though we're losing a mil in capacity, is the best replaceable coil tank that me and Phil have done.
Yeah, I would agree. I've been using it nonstop and very, very happy with it. And again, you know, I mean, I understand that pods are extremely popular, and some pods are easier to fill than others. But even my Chroma Z pod, I have a tank on top of it, because for me, that is easier than taking out and fucking with a little plug. I'm just not a plug fan, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a very, very easy, simple device to use. And then when it comes to changing the coil, you know, we have one of the best coil changes in the industry. You just grab that 510, you pull it out, prime another coil, you pop it back in. Easy, yes. Clean, simple to do, right?
𝗵𝗵𝗶, the Z60 will be an internal battery device. I think we've put 2-3 external battery devices now. The Z60 will go back to its roots as a starter kit with an internal device. Also, question from 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗀. Dear Phil, hello from Russia. Please, can you show us your everyday vape device? Record a video about TC on DNA. There's plenty of videos out there, but Phil is not going to do that. But he'll definitely talk to you about the everyday vape.
Phil did that many times as far as temperature control. There's a lot of stuff out there with me and temperature control. But as far as my everyday device right now, it's been the 217 or the 80 with the Zenith 2 or the Zlide top. That's my everyday. This is what I use every single day.
Yeah, I've been using the Zlide. Obviously, this is the final prototype for the final testing. I've been using this
Yeah, well, we're gonna get to that.
Been using this a lot, and then I've been using a pod system like I always do with some higher nicotine inside.
So you pull that up, but you noticed it first at the show, and then I grabbed the camera and I recorded this. Z-Coil. 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 So, yeah, like, everything on that table was a Z-Coil tank or device, right?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
With more to come, right? Hopefully. And the one that Dimitri just held up was the 𝗀𝗄𝗄. So this is, I think this is just being released by Anakin now, right? It's not officially out there. And it's an injection molded device, and it is light. I could even get my scale here. You know what? We'll do that.
It's like a pack of cigarettes, basically. There you go. It's as light as a pack of cigarettes, but I absolutely love this device. You can see the 𝗀𝗄𝗄 that's imprinted into the injection molding there on the side. Internal battery device with a plastic tank on top that takes all the Z coils. And, I just love using it. I just absolutely love using it. It's just so lightweight. It takes my favorite coils, obviously, inside. It gives me all the airflow options that I want. It has the cool fireboard on it. And it's a really happy, it makes me happy, I don't know how else to describe it.
So you can see the tank here. It is a plastic tank. I wouldn't call it disposable because you can't change the coil on it, right?
It's a 𝗀𝗄𝗄 Plus.
Right, it's the 𝗀𝗄𝗄 Plus.
𝗀𝗄𝗄 tank. This is the 𝗀𝗄𝗄 Plus.
So you can see it is a slide to fill, right? And it does have a Z coil, and it's the again the same easy, clean Z coil replacement design, right? So it's and it perfectly matches the color of the body of the device. So, and like I said, so this has got a 2100 milliamp hour battery. It goes up to 60 watts, and I've got the scale here, and it comes in at 73.5 grams.
It's light.
It's light. So to give you an idea, I'll put a Z80 up there. 134.6, right? So it is an extreme, and also the colors, right? I think are going to be really popular on this. Especially for women, right?
Absolutely.
Because if I go there, I mean, they're cute. They're cute devices,
Very cute. Yes.
right? So what do we've got? We got a blue. We've got a kind of a teal, a greenish, a blue, a pink, a yellow, and a black, right? And you could see right on there. Let's see, close up cam. You could see kind of 𝗀𝗄𝗄 is it's completely smooth, right? But you can see 𝗀𝗄𝗄 on it, right? Cute little device. Very, very light.
Yeah, I think it's lighter than the Chroma Z. Even with I just filled my tank up. I mean, you can't really, get the weight of the liquid make any difference. But the reason why I find myself picking it up, it's small, it's lightweight, battery will last me all day. I can use the Z coil that I want, whether for restricted direct lung or for mouth to lung. And I've just been really, really enjoying having this device. And this is pretty much what I've been using alongside testing the Zlide top. The Zlide top will be available. I'm going to say by mid-May. But just don't hold me to it,
We're waiting for one more little change.
Yes. We've got something that popped up in the final prototype that we need to fix, and it'll be ready to go.
Yeah, it's actually completely usable. All of the prototypes that we have are completely usable. There's no issues with them, but there's a little something that we want to improve on the tank. And to go back to the 𝗀𝗄𝗄, I got a couple other photos here. So there was that photo. Oops, here we go. There's the back of them, and they're completely smooth. So they're like crazy comfortable in the hand too. There's the Dimitri pink facing forward.
Very six.
And then there's a little close up of the tank and pulling the coil out of the tank right there. There you go.
I will tell you that when we go to these shows, the best thing about these shows is we get feedback immediately from vape shop owners, and this is not America. Like every shop you're gonna go in Europe, you're gonna find a Z coil. So, and especially in France, but We get to talk to the shop owners that tell us what they like, what they don't like, what they need. But what was really shocking to me from that entire booth of Inikin, they really focused on the Zlide top. Everybody that came, of course, wanted to see the Zlide top, but all the women were instantly attracted to the 𝗀𝗄𝗃.
Oh, I thought you were going to say to Phil.
Yeah, and afterwards to Phil. But I talked with a lot of the women that say that they need more products like this in their stores. Women are very eye candy purchases, right? So when they go into the store, and just like we saw it lined up on our table with all the other equipment there, women were instantly attracted to that, and that's how women shop. And there needs to be more product. We've said this multiple times in the show for women smokers, and women shop with their eyes a lot. They're loyal customers. If they walk into the shop and they're attracted to something, they're going to go right to it. They want it to be cute. They want it to be trendy. They want it to be on fleek like Phil. So I think that this kit, it's going to be inexpensive as well too. I think that this kit is going to do amazing. And surprise, it's compatible with all Z coils. So
yeah. You know, I showed it to a couple girls here. You know what I got? Ooh, that's cute.
Yes.
All right. I mean, that's kind of what you're looking for, right?
Which is unlike what you hear when you pull your pants down.
Actually, no, that's exactly what I hear. Ooh, that's cute.
I take it that in TBD countries it will come with a regular 𝗀𝗄𝗃. I am not sure what Inikin's going to decide to do that. I really don't know. It might come with a bung inside that you might be able to remove. I don't know. Man of KP, what's up, man? Long time no see, man. So good to see the OG Vapor still doing their thing. The two best I've met, and I've been vaping since before Phil vape crab juice. Nice to see you, my friend. It's been a long time.
That's a long time. That's a long time.
Badnam, hi boys. Do you think Inikin will join the 𝗏𝗏 wagon? What's a 𝗏𝗏?
I do not.
𝗏𝗏. So we've tried to do a no. Let me just answer that. Inikin will never join that wagon. I think that there's. I think there was a time where people were sensitive about that, but people just don't give a shit about it anymore. But just because people don't give a shit about it does not necessarily mean that Inikin just does not do that. They do their own thing, whether people like it or not, or they think it's going to be hyped or not, or if they think it's going to be popular or not. Inikin doesn't do that. We've tried to do an adapter for the Z coil, but unfortunately, due to the threads, we're not able to make an adapter for the Z coil to go into all the 𝗏𝗏s. We're still working on it. I've got a couple of modders here in Greece that are looking at it as well too. It would be nice to be able to accommodate the people that want to use a Z coil in that, but for them to make their own, no, it's not going to happen. No,
we have been, and we are pushing for a small AIO with Inikin that uses a Z coil, and we're trying like hell to make that happen. We have designs. We've submitted designs. You know, you kind of think back to the 𝗃𝗵𝗶𝗹, which was a great idea. I think it was a little bit ahead of its time, and it was just too big and heavy, right? And I think that was the big problem with it. But I think if we could do something like that in a smaller form factor that's lighter, I think we would be in good shape with it. So we shall see. And you know, Inikin's doing something else now too. They just announced it this week, the water-based vaping tech.
Yeah. I wish I knew more about it. It's an interesting technology that uses some form of water in the nicotine solution. The company that made it is the technology is called Aquos, if I'm not mistaken.
Aquos?
And I think it's launching. I think it's already launched in the United States in the Escobar line of products, the disposable vapes. So yeah, very, very interesting. It's going to be a cleaner, smoother vape, a cooler vape, obviously, and with less
dry mouth
visibility of vapor, right?
Yeah. So yeah. If you go to tasteyourjuice.com, there's a post about it. Inikin announces Aquos. I believe I'm saying that the right way. The first and only water-based vaping tech, right? And then if you go down here, there's a link to the site itself. That'll take you here, 21 plus. It'll give you a little bit of information about it. And what they're doing is it's a 30% solution of water, right? And they said, based on that, and I'm only going by what they're telling me, it's a better nicotine delivery, reduces irritation and sensitivity, reduces dehydration. That is definitely something you experience when you first start vaping. And it says here, improves chemical stability. I was told to share the information. There you go. I'm sharing the information. Again, something new from Inikin with, I think, subset of Inikin. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it's definitely it involves Inikin, and once again we see them doing something different.
Yes.
Right. So we see the F0 technology, we see the dual coil technology, and now we see this water-based vaping technology, and that's pretty cool. At least they're trying. I always say that.
Yes,
at least
they're trying something new, and I was. When I first heard about this, I tested out the product and gave my feedback back to Inikin. I had no complaints about the way that it vaped. It satisfied me. That I gotta get my nicotine. I'm a high nic vapor like Phil. And I'm sure there's a lot of questions. Unfortunately, one thing that I was never good at is chemistry, so I'm very limited in what I can tell you. But if Inikin is behind it, then it must be something that's good.
What's funny is I can explain F0 to you all day. Like, as far as water-based vaping, no, that's That's what do you call it? Like you said, chemistry.
Yeah. But I was expecting a lot of questions. A lot of people seem to be excited about it though. So we'll see how it goes. Interesting comment from 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 is in Russia, so. He says, when all people from Russia are bad guys for the whole world, we can no longer order wire, devices, and cotton from EU and American resources. Russian vapors are surviving as best they can. I will tell you, 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹, I can only speak on behalf of me and Phil. We definitely don't have anything against the Russian people and the Russian vapors. People always ask me, when I tell them I'm Greek, they're like, oh, you hate the Turks. Why would I hate the Turks? I mean, something that happened in in 1821 or whatever, and I mean, to me, I don't think that the people and the citizens and your everyday Joe Schmo deserves to have hatred from somebody that's never met them, first of all, or hate them for something that their leader has decided to do. So right. I don't feel that way. I feel unfortunate that, the boycotts, I mean, I would be more concerned about boycotting food supply and stuff like that, except wire and cotton. You can get that anywhere, right? So as much as I feel for you, I just don't think that in the scope of things, that is the most important thing. But I can tell you that that we don't hate you.
No, I actually completely agree with Dimitri. Whether or not whether you agree with or you disagree with, your political leaders, sometimes they don't make a whole lot of sense. But that certainly does not necessarily reflect the people. I mean, we could say the same thing about Chinese people, right? The Chinese people have been some of the warmest, kindest, friendliest people that Dimitri and I have run into, and
except
yet
when they ship, except when they ship product. that's
he said ship, not shit, right? Ship product. They've been just like wonderful people. Every time we go there, we have an amazing experience, right? And it's like, just because the government behaves like assholes sometimes, it doesn't necessarily reflect the people. So, we hear that a lot too. Oh, China this and China negative and China, but the people are people, people. I wish that people could look beyond some stuff these days.
That's a funny comment from Ian. 15 years later, and the guy at the mall kiosk is finally right about being water vapor. that was funny. Steve Mao, someone who's sensitive to PG, the water-based vaping sounds really, really interesting. Try it, Steve. I mean, I really don't know the chemical composition of it. I will tell you, when I vaped it, it didn't feel anything different to me. The only difference was that it was a cooler vape. That's it.
Yeah, I tell you what, this is something interesting, right? This is something that I talked to Zen, Michael Morgan, about years and years and years ago. And I said, especially the way I vape, right? So what's most important to me? Throat hit. What's second most important? Flavor. What's third most important? For me, not for everybody, for me, right? Vapor. I said, how about this? I said, why don't you design an atomizer that doesn't put out any vapor? Because let's be honest, right? If you close your eyes and you inhale and you exhale, You don't see the vapor, but you experience the throat hit, you experience the sensation, you experience the flavor, you experience all of that, right?
Indeed.
So what if we had an atomizer that didn't put anything out? Is it still vaping? Right? Can we now do it in public?
Yeah.
Right? Because if you stealth vape, nothing comes out, but you got to keep it in there, right? So that was something that I had talked to him about, and I said, you know what? I said, even though it would probably be the most hated vaping device in the industry, I said I would fucking support it. I would support it 110%. Right?
Yeah.
So, and I think the vapor is a little bit lighter, based on my experience with this, but not that much different, right? But that is something that I talked to Zen about a long time ago.
Legit.
Yeah.
Right. What else we got to cover?
What else do we have? So, we did. I showed this before, but my mic was muted. I showed this, and this was originally how the price wheel was set up, but I could not keep Dimitri excited long enough to be able to spin the wheel, right? So we had to put it, on the other thing. So we did that.
And I know that joke is completely invalid because I can't keep it down.
Yeah.
So it's not that fun. There was another launch of a new product at France that we forgot to talk about. Well, we didn't forget. We were going to get to it.
The clips.
But there's a new pod system coming out from Inniken that, look, there's millions of pods out there. And as somebody that uses pods on the daily, when I go to work and I got stealthing or whatever, I'm carrying something with me, I honestly can tell you that this MVP was my favorite before, and this has taken over the MVP spot. I hope I get more pods because I'm on my last pod now.
I have one pod left.
The clips, yeah. Yeah, the clips is coming out from Inniken, pod-based system. Phil, if you want to do a little close-up and show them what it looks like.
Let me ask you this though: why did it overtake the MVP?
The vape quality is a step above. Nothing else. I'm to me, I'm not really picky about the design. The cap is it's a nice addition. To me, it's not like the cap is what makes it different. To me, what makes it is throat hit, quality of vape, satisfaction, and this is one step above the MVP. And
see, like I agree with you as far as like the build quality, right? And as the fit and finish of a device, I'll take an MVP with the new MVP pod. I still don't agree with calling this an MVP, but the MVP pod, I'll take this over this any day. But the vape quality on this is just a little bit better. And I kept telling you that, and now you're saying the same thing. We'll do a little close-up on this one, too. Because at the show, the three most handled devices, the three devices that had the most interest were the Zlide Top, the 𝗂𝗍, right? And this one. Right?
The 𝗂𝗍.
𝗂𝗍. What did I say? 𝗂𝗍? I was close.
𝗂𝗍 and then vape.
I was close. All right.
I gave one to Vape My Noob here in Greece that I brought back. Well, actually, I got my samples in. And he really, really enjoys the draw as well, too. And I have to agree with it. The draw is fantastic on it.
Yeah, so it's very, very simple little pod system with a cap. So the cap, by the way, we'll talk about that cap in a second. But it's a, the pod comes out like that. Little fill port right there on the side. It's easy to get up and get out of the way and fill this one. And what does this hold? This is a 2 mil?
2 ml.
This is a 2 mil, right? And I mean, that's it. This is just kind of pressure fit in there. There's a couple magnets in there too. But the cap, which Dimitri, he's not sure if he likes the cap. I love the cap, and here's why I love the cap. Because it becomes, for me, a fidget toy. Because whenever I have the device in my hand, this is what I do over and over and over again. And if I'm not doing that, what I do is, because it attaches also, to the bottom with magnets, right? And then I wind up doing this. Hold on. I do this. I twist it, and then I go like this, right? And then I push it back. And I twist it, and I go like this, and I push it back. It's a fidget toy. It becomes a fidget toy for me. And of course,
you
it
have
does.
ADHD too.
I do. I know. And of course, it does obviously cover the mouthpiece to make it clean for you to put it in your pocket or your purse. But that's it. It's a really simple USB-C right there. I'm not even sure of the specs for the battery on that one, but it's a really simple little device, but it works really good. It's got a really good vape quality. I guarantee you, if you like these types of devices, you're gonna like the vape on this.
Absolutely. It's a really, really nice pod system, and it's going to be my go-to now. So it's replacing the MVP unless I run out of pods, because I have MVP. I sell the MVP at the stores. So and the MVP, it does very well for us in the stores, and I think that this is going to do just as good, if not better, than the MVP pod. So very excited to add it to the lineup for the stores. And this is a really good pod system. The draw is very good on it. It's a good tool, again, for those looking to come from a disposable. Coming from a disposable, put pineapple mango ice in that. You give it to somebody, I guarantee you they're gonna absolutely love it.
Yeah, I agree. So that is the clips. This one is a new one coming from Innikin as well. This one I might even throw a quick review together for this one, because I really like the way this one vapes.
The thing with the cap for me is like, yeah, I'm going to lose it. I mean, there's no way I'm not going to lose it. It's like, there's the prototypes that I had, I lost all the caps. You know, I mean,
so
Peggy, yes, they're going to be available. Just contact Jay. He'll get you.
Can I tell you the truth on this one?
Yeah.
So this is a new one, right? This is the one that I've been using. Do you know why I didn't show this tonight? Because I lost the cap.
I know. I'm telling you. To me, the cap is not. I mean, I get it. It's cool for people that want to protect the mouthpiece. I get it. But for me, it's irrelevant. Literally,
the only way to do this would be for the cap to flip open, and then it's still in the way. It's got to slide down and still be attached to the device. That's what it would have to be. Okay, there you go. Not a great idea.
𝗍𝗵𝗶𝗹, he likes the cap. It keeps the length out of the mouthpiece. I completely agree with you. People are going to find use for it. For me, no. I mean, it's not going to change. It's not going to change the thing. Any DL options on the horizon? We just released the tank. What's the matter with you? Come on, you're Greek. What are you trying to do? Troll us over here? We just released the Z-Force, man. What are you talking about?
Come on now.
Go buy the Z-Force. We do have a few things that are coming for the Z-Force tank, but what we didn't talk about that drew a lot of attention is the star of all these products, and that is the new Duotech Z coil technology that's coming for the 0.6 ohm coil. A lot of questions about this, so I will briefly say that before, and then I'll let Phil explain a little bit more on it, but I will briefly say that we've had this coil developed for over a year now. And you'll say, well, why didn't you release it? Well, I mean, there was COVID, there was stoppage, the Shenzhen was shut down. There was a lot of reasons about it. But this technology in particular, we felt that the best way to release it would be in a direct lung setup. So people can understand, especially people that like heavy, thick vapor and direct lung vaping, will understand the difference why the Z-Force coil, the ZF coil, is better. And the way that the wicking action works, and the way that the outer layer, the outer mesh layer with the higher resistance just barely heats up to draw more liquid into the coil. It makes more sense to visualize that concept in a big coil versus a small Z coil. But the time has come, since the timing had to be with a new tank. We just didn't want to just drop a coil like that. The new Zlide top will be coming with the 0.6 Duotech Z coil, and Phil will tell you a little bit more about it.
And by the way, when you do vape that tank and that coil, you look as sexy as that right there.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
You
took 17 pictures, but you got a really good one.
That was a really good, and I'm not sure if that's the one that you used.
That's the one that I used,
because that was so we both picked our favorite one. Yeah. So look at that. How about that? So as far as the technology, it's the same technology that we're using in the Z-Force coil, right? So, you know, when we say dual coil, like a lot of people will think, okay, well, you got a coil over here and you got a coil over there, and they're sitting next to each other, and you wick both of them. That's not what dual coil technology is. These are mesh coils, so you have like one mesh coil on the inside, and you have one mesh coil, a larger mesh coil on the outside that sits next to the cotton, that sits next to the e-liquid, right? And it's that outer coil, just like you saw me say in the video, it gets warm, not hot, right? Not hot enough to burn the cotton, not hot enough to vaporize the e-liquid. It gets warm. And what that does is it pulls e-liquid into the coil, right? This is the analogy that I use, especially a new vapor. You have a tank and it's flooded. Well, what do you think? Well, I'm just going to hold my button and it's going to burn all that e-liquid off on the inside and it's not going to be flooded anymore. And what did you do when you did that? You made the problem worse. Well, how did you make the problem worse? You're not vaping it. You're not pulling that vapor out, right? You're making the problem worse because you're heating up the coil. And as you're heating up the coil, it increases the capillary action, the suction power of the cotton, and it pulls more e-liquid into the coil. That's what we're trying to do with that outer coil. We're trying to pull more e-liquid into the coil and guide it to the inner coil, which is going to vaporize the e-liquid. And we're doing that for a few different reasons. One, to increase the density and the fully saturated, you've heard me say fully saturated vape, to make it a fully saturated vape, to increase the coil life, and to provide more flavor, produce more flavor, right? So that's going to be the new coil. It's going to be about a 0.6 ohm. We finally have it right. It's been out there or we've had it for a while. We think it's ready now at this point. And will it beat the 0.8 ohm, our most popular coil? Time will tell if you guys like it more.
I don't know, man. The point is just so strong in Europe right now.
It is.
I hope that it does, because I will tell you, the 0.6 ohm, we've done a couple of things that I think give an advantage over the 0.8 ohm coil. Obviously, number one, the duotech technology for the flavor and the longevity of the coil, which is very, very important. No dry hits. I don't care how hard you suck on it. You're not going to get any dry hits, which is very important. Not that you get dry hits with the other coils as well too, but with this one, it's guaranteed you're not going to get that dry
Great.
hit.
Somebody's going to put 150% VG in it, and they're going to have a dry hit. They're going to call you, not me.
But number two, and most importantly, I want you guys to pay attention to this. The range for this coil is 9 to 13 watts. 9 to 13 watts. I repeat, 9 to 13 watts. So what that does is it increases the battery life of your device that you're going to be using. It does not require what the 0.8 ohm coil requires, and that's double, almost double. I see people using the 0.8 ohm coil from 16 to 20 watts, depending on how hot they want it. So you can get that same quality vape, maybe even a better vape with lower wattage, meaning that you're going to extend your battery life. So just because you see 9 to 13 watts, listen, all you fuckers are vaping disposables at 11 watts. Nobody's complaining, right? So just because you see 9 to 13 watts doesn't mean that it's an anemic vape or it's a pussy vape or whatever. It's a great quality mouth to lung replaceable coil with great flavor that requires lower wattage to get an amazing vape out of it.
Yes. We didn't take a look at the booth. We did a couple of lives at VapExpo LILLE. I got a real quick video of the booth right here. We'll go back. We'll just look at that picture one more time because, I mean, it's that
so
picture.
Sexy.
Look at that
It
picture.
Really
By the way, you saw Dimitri sitting there with somebody. Dimitri was speaking Greek within 30 seconds of walking into the show. Literally 30 seconds walked into the show, and he's speaking Greek already.
Yeah, the Smoky distributor was there from Greece, and we're doing some business together, so it was interesting. Question: when are these products going to be in Greece? The clips will be here next week. Hopefully, we'll have it stocked at Liquid Puff stores. The Zlide top, we really don't know when the final product is going to be out. I'm assuming probably around mid-May. So it'll be here for the summer. I hope I'm down to my last 0.65 ohm coil, so I hope they hurry up and get them out. I think the 𝗀𝗄𝗧 will be here at the beginning of May as well too. So I mean, they're just right around the corner. I mean, you always know over the years that Inniken just, whenever it's ready and it's time for them to release it, they just, again, they do their own thing. So exciting. It's exciting. It's exciting to get back on the circuit, so to speak, with the shows and going out there. And France is always just a market that loves us, and our products do very, very well there. It's exciting to still try to put open vapor products on there, although we have seen that the demand has dropped, obviously, with the rise of the disposable vape. But I think like everything in this industry, it's just circles. It's hype, it's marketing, hype. Everybody jumps the bandwagon, and everything just kind of turns around.
It's interesting that you said that, because that's something that I wanted to talk about with the show, right? What did you think? So you saw the number of people there in that clip or those clips, right? What did you think? How did the show feel to you compared to shows several years ago?
So there's a few distinct differences. Number one, you don't see clouds in these shows anymore. I remember times when we used to go to Paris show and you just couldn't see across the room, right? So that hobbyist side of is, I mean, I don't want to say it's died because people get offended when I say that, but it's definitely not at its peak. I think that we're way past its peak. And prime example is the Modders Gallery, right? I mean, we remember Modders Gallery at these European shows wasn't a block by itself. And this show, it was maybe, I would say 8 to 10 modders at a very, very small area that were not there the second day. So whatever they brought, they sold the first day and then kind of disappeared. So that hobbyist side of the consumer is not there. We don't have the attendance of the consumer like we used to. These shows used to draw 8 to 10,000 people. People just got burnt out. Hobbyist vapors completely down.
Your Greek internet just dropped here a little bit. Okay. You seem to be back now. Right. And I agree with you. Something that I pointed out to Dimitri. Imagine this. Imagine, like any of you guys who have been to shows in the past, imagine going to a vape show and not one person the entire time you're there blows an O. Yeah. Right? Nobody at that show blew an O. I didn't see a one the whole time we were there. No, like, they do that thing. It's just gone. It's gone. Now, that wasn't very prevalent in the French shows anyway, right? And I'm curious to see what we see in Germany, because we haven't been at the Hall of Vape now for 2 years, because it hasn't happened for 2 years. So it's going to be really interesting, because building and rebuildables was more popular at the Hall of Vape. So it
was more popular. It always was popular in Germany in general.
Right, always. They love their cable builds, right? Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how that show is and what it looks like from a disposable perspective. But something that you said was interesting at the show. You said maybe it's time for no more consumers at the show. Maybe it's time for just B2B, because that's kind of how I felt it was in a way, right? Yeah. I felt like that community aspect, that the camaraderie aspect, the builders, and remember how people were walking around with their unique mods or their crazy stack, that like it just doesn't happen anymore. There was like maybe one guy with a crazy mod that I saw was like a huge box. That's it. Remember? And that was it. That was it.
8 out of 10 people were using a Z product at the show, but another interesting fact, the reason why I said that, I think that these shows are just too repetitive. And, once you go once or twice, even, imagine us, we do 12 to 18 shows a year, but it becomes repetitive even for consumers as well, too. Maybe do one show a year that's for the consumers, and then do B2B, because I think the days of you expecting to draw 10, 15,000 at these shows is over with. And there's a new clientele that's coming along with this. Now, very interesting fact about the LILLE show, there was maybe 1 or 2 American companies, where a couple years ago in France, over 60% of the show was American companies. But of course, a lot of them went to CBD and Delta 8 and whatever next, snake oil that's coming out. But there's just no American companies anymore. So the clientele that comes to these shows is more of the mainstream vapor. I think that me and Phil were one of the few, if not the only Americans at the show, where I'm Greek American, but American nonetheless. We were the only Americans at the show. And I, aside from people that know us through Inniken France and the work that we do with Inniken, I think nobody else knew who the fuck we were there. And they didn't really care, honestly. So that enthusiasm about like going with YouTubers and talking vape and all that stuff is not the same. Come and they ask questions about the products. How does the product work? How can they improve their vape? What can they bring into their store? So it's like a new generation of users of these alternative nicotine products.
Yeah. It's a lot different. It's a lot different than the way it used to be.
We're going to the UK at Birmingham show, and we're going to the Hall of Vape Germany, and I think we're doing one more, either Italy or Spain, or I don't know which one we're going to do. But after we're done with all of them at the end of June, I think it would be interesting for us to do like a kind of a recap of all the shows and kind of do we'll do individual recaps, but then at the end, we can kind of give you more of a general idea of vaping in Europe this year compared to a couple of years ago when we used to do all these shows here, and get a better idea if this is like a general thing or is it a very country specific thing.
There were a couple of things too. The Modders Gallery. Unfortunately, I don't have any picture or video of the Modders Gallery, but as you can imagine, busiest booth, Frankenskull. They went in, they sold their product, they left. People that were there left, and just still.
Everybody left the second day. There's nobody there.
Yeah, no, there was nobody there for the B2B, but just still very, very surprising how popular that device still is. Another interesting thing too that we both heard was the reason why potentially that there aren't as many e-liquid or American e-liquid manufacturers there anymore, and a lot of it had to do with the volley. And the perception was that, see what the Americans are doing? They're killing people, right? So why should we have American liquid here when we've got our own people doing it? Remember we're hearing that?
Absolutely.
Right? And that was really interesting to me, that 𝗲𝗡 coming from America worked its way into, well, it's the American e-liquid manufacturers that are doing that. And they're killing people, so we're not going to vape American liquid anymore. We're going to vape French liquid. How about that?
Yeah, and also I think that along with that, European manufacturing in general caught up to the American market. So I mean, they're way ahead of. I mean, people are extracting their own nicotine in France at this point. Are you kidding me? When did we do that in the United States? All we did is midgets and coke. So I think that all the European entities have caught up to produce from their own countries liquids that will match any other liquid as well too. So we have huge companies like Alpha Liquid and VDLV, and I can go on and on in France that are producing tons of liquid that has nothing to be ashamed of any other liquid, whether you like it or not. Again, taste is subjective. The same thing in Greece. If you go to my store right now, 80% of my shelf is Greek liquid, and soon 50% is going to be Dash Vapes liquid, but that's a different story. But it's going to be manufactured here in Greece. But my shelves, the days of the 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗧𝗔 and the Sad Boys and like all these lines, the hype lines that were dropping, and everybody was running to the stores. In fact, against my better judgment, Phil, I'm going to say this publicly, against my better judgment, I'm dropping a few lines to replace them, to put some new product that's coming in there. And we were a little bit delayed with Dash Vapes for the Unsalted and some other products. So one of my guys told me, you need to bring the Sad Boy line in. And a lot of these companies in America, they're just not doing much business. They're trying to dump a lot of product here in Europe. And I told all my guys, I said, I don't think this is going to sell. And they're like, oh no, it's Sad Boy, bro, come on, bro, it's hype on Instagram, 5,000 likes, it's fire. So against my better judgment, I ordered the Sad Boy line. put it in all the stores.
And I remember you telling me that you brought this in.
And it's just not doing well.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, there's no... The days where the customer came in and said, I want 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀. I want like a brand. Like I want this liquid because I heard about it. It's done. 9 out of 10 customers come in now, Phil, and they ask the guy behind the counter, I want a mango. What do you suggest? And if the employee says, mango bango, that's what you're going to get, and you're going to be happy with it. The days of branding these liquids and overcharging customers are done. You can buy $11 𝗵𝗵𝗀𝗀𝗃. I sell it for $11.90, I think, in the stores, and it's the top seller across all the stores, right? So it's 𝗧𝗏𝗃. It literally means ashtray. So the customer says, I want a good tobacco, but this is what you're gonna get,
yeah,
and then they love it,
yeah,
right? So
we're gonna change that right now. Here's what everybody's gonna do, whether it be online, right, or in person. You're all going to go over to Peggy's E-cig source, right, and you're going to pick up some unsalted, preferably the watermelon peach, because it is the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line, right? But we're going to change that. This is the hype liquid, and Peggy has it, and let's sell out tonight. Wouldn't that be cool? Yes. Wouldn't that be good? Like I remember the days. That's the wrong button. That's the wrong button too. I remember the days when I would like do a street shout out, and the fucking company would sell out of that e-liquid. Right? I mean, it's crazy. Like, I do a golf cart review of Good Life Vape or something, right? And he like his phone would go off the hook, selling liquid because of something that I said. You know, yeah, those days are definitely gone.
I'm sure Good Life Vapor has deleted you from their contact list, for sure.
Oh, come on, Jeremy did not. He's okay.
So interesting to see if the lack of hobbyists and of exciting custom devices happens also in the UK and Germany shows. I guarantee you that there will be no hobbyists in the UK. I guarantee you. I put money on it right now.
Yeah, you said it's
70% of the show is going to be disposable. 100%.
I tell you one thing about the liquid, whether it be, well, I mean, it's bad in the UK. It's even worse in Greece because you got to shake and vape in Greece, which is just fucking ridiculous, right? But you come across a flavor that you like, and then you can't get it nicked. Or if you do get it nicked, you run into shit like this right here.
I forgot about that. No, you're quicker with that camera.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Like
I've noticed that you're like really quicker with that camera.
What happened?
Well, I was trying to, nick my liquid because the TBD is really good to protecting the consumer.
Right.
That I have to add, like, become a chemist, like Breaking Bad.
Yeah. So like already you have all this space taken up over here. Like a lot of
this one nicotine shot in here, and then I'm trying to pour the second nicotine shot. And then when I was pouring the cap came off, and the cap fell in my liquid. It's right there. Can you see it?
Yeah, there it is.
It's right there, it's like floating on top. So now,
I'm
trying to get it.
Look, see, it's in there. Yeah. You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking tweezers would be the better.
When the fuck am I? Hold on, I can get.
Well, I mean, I have my build kit,
Why are you traveling with a build kit, first of all? You haven't built in 3 years.
Just in case I need to build something.
You've been using Z-Coils for 3 years.
And
why do you need?
Not only do I have my build kit, but I have my ceramic tweezers, so there'll be no chance of short circuit.
Direct live with TikTok.
Oh my God!
Let's see if I can zoom in on that a little bit. Oh yeah, this is good right here.
Bro, this is. Oh!
Yeah.
We've gone fishing. I mean, this is fucking ridiculous. I'm telling you that.
Bringing in paper towel.
With the European laws being the way that they are, I mean, you're supposed to be protecting the consumer. Look, I got nicotine all over the place here.
You do. Look at this.
I can't even make it as high. Like, I'm trying to put as much nicotine as I possibly can in it to get to 12, and I can't. Fuck.
Now,
I'm aggravated.
Are you okay now?
No, because now I feel it too much on the top, and when I put this in, it's gonna.
Oh, that's gonna go all over the place.
That's not gonna be good.
Just don't get it on my white pants.
And by the way, me and Phil, we were delivering milk this morning for the city of Lille.
Hello.
Me and the milkman were going around.
All right, we all good now?
I have Nick all over my hands, but other than that, I'm okay.
And you have to clean up your mess. So you got like a lot of stuff going on. Okay, all right. Good job.
I gotta shake it.
Good job. Look.
It's not closed. Yeah. Careful.
He does need help. He needs a little help.
good?
Very good. Yeah. Good job.
Look at this fucking mess over here.
It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster.
Disaster.
That's how it looks like when we room together too. He takes up all this space. But I love watching you struggle because most of the times it's me struggling, right?
But I'm trying to get a 12. Help me get to 12. I can't get to 12 with a short feel. You know, like I want to enjoy some of these liquids. I want to support. You know, if I meet somebody at a show, he's a nice guy. He has some good stuff. I want to support him, but I can't vape it. So I feel bad, like, you know, this show again, like they gave us tons of liquids. I brought them all for my staff here at Liquid Puff, and I gave it to them because I can't vape it. I can't get where I need to get.
I know that
to get the satisfaction out of the vape quality without either diminishing the flavor or making a fucking mess like I did myself over there. Just
And that's what I would typically do too. Like if I'm giving liquid over there, I can't vape it unless, like, the last batch when I went to Italy, I gave to Larry. Larry nicked it all up to 12 for me. But you're not vaping 12 there. You're vaping like straight up 20 because you got that nicotine stacked so hard in that bottle that there's no room to shake it. So when you pour it out, it's just straight 20 unflavored coming out.
That's what I got. That's what I got out of there. Yeah. So, but I mean, it was interesting that, you know, I actually found a couple. I'm vaping a couple of them right now that I was able to, when I got here to the lab, to make the adjustments so I can get them up there. But I found interesting that the show in general had good quality booths, good quality. There was quite a few disposables, which I was a little bit surprised because France is very environmentally friendly. But to circle back to what I was saying earlier about these cycles, keep in mind that the European Tobacco Products Directive, just like Congress in America, that just synthetic nicotine gone, as I had predicted, the same thing can happen with disposables. And I predict that TPD3, if not countries before, there's already a push in France right now through legislation for the plastic bottle recycling for our industry, something that we should have done a long time ago by ourselves when we shifted from glass to plastic. Okay, yeah, it was a good seller because we're selling it by the tub load, but nobody in the industry took any serious matter. In fact, the Tennessee Department of Health has contacted me a couple of times asking me about recycling in stores for the batteries, disposables, and the plastics and all that. So I think that some countries like France are going to put measures in place that are going to address this issue. And don't forget that when the disposable is gone, the Z-Coil is still going to be here. Yep. So that's why I'm not really concerned about it. It's going to fluctuate, you know, just like anything, but consistency always wins in the end, and people need.
Let's see if his Greek.
Yeah. Something's wrong with the connection. It keeps dropping. But,
it's okay. I tell you what, it's been pretty smooth. I only fucked up the audio once, so that's not bad.
So I think that, like I said, these dips happen and it keeps going. I definitely think that TBD3 is going to address disposables. If not, countries, especially environmentally friendly countries like France, don't do it through legislation before that. So this industry has that habit of putting all their eggs in one basket. We're seeing the same thing with disposables now. When the smoke clears, no pun intended, the Z-Coil is still going to be here. The open tanks are still going to be here. So, you know, it's just one of these things. It's like 2015 to 2017. There was no mouth to lung options, no high nic options at vape stores. Look now, they're all making a comeback.
Yeah. Before we drive back to Paris to catch the flight, because I got a little bit of video on that too. Any update on synthetic nic in the U.S.?
No, I mean, there's a push from the American Vapor Manufacturers Association to the FDA to use enforcement discretion to delay the deadline. A lot of people are trying to file PMTAs. I'm doing some work for a few companies. But nothing's changed. In fact, the opposite, the American Cancer Society and all these other fucked up groups went to the judge and sent a letter to the FDA telling them that they really need to step up and finish with the PMTAs and get these products off the market.
Yep. To go back to the disposables overseas too, and we heard this from several vendors and people in general. They're quite angry about the illegal product that's there as far as disposables, right? And they're already talking about kids being attracted to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the law is the law. You can't sell more than 20 milligram in the UK. I don't care if you Brexit or not. The law is still the law. But there's tons of illegal 50 milligram product in the country right now. A few busts have been made, but I mean, the quantities are just huge. So it's just another way of the industry shooting itself on the foot. And, you know, I mean, we'll see what it turns out. Interestingly enough, you know, we've developed a sustainable disposable product with Heineken. I might launch it here in Greece as well, too, under my 𝗃𝗂𝗃𝗂 brand. I mean, I guess I could show it.
Yeah.
Should I show it?
Sure, why not?
I guess I could show it.
This is something else that we were talking about, too. So let's say you do have a completely recyclable disposable, which it can never be completely recyclable because it's got, you know, nicotine, unless there's some way to clean that out. But who's going to do it? I'm sure.
That was going to be my point.
Okay.
So,
and I'm sure there's one or two of you out there that will. But
this is the Enviro. This is a disposable that's made from cardboard. There's no plastic in this. The entire shell of this product is made out of cardboard. You can see how I can squeeze it there and push it in. What's interesting about this is that this is the only disposable that when it's finished, you can actually remove the bottom part and pull the battery out. So that gives you the battery to recycle if you want, and then this entire thing is recyclable cardboard. So from an environmental perspective, this makes sense, right? This is something better than just throwing plastic away. The reality of it is, though, that if you're going to do this, the majority of customers are not going to care. They're just going to take it and throw it away when they're done. They're not going to take that step unless the industry itself sets some self-regulating guidelines saying that, okay, we're going to launch this product. All the vape shops are going to have these stations. You're going to offer incentives to the customers to bring them back. We're going to offer them we're going to do a big campaign saying we don't want these products to end up in landfills. We encourage all these products. Do collection stations if you can. I mean, there's so many ideas that the industry can do by itself, not having the government tell you, well, you're banned, right? But again, the reality is, who in this industry, with these shysters, running these companies, is gonna step up and say, okay, well, we need to do this, and everybody's gonna follow through with it. They're not. So to answer your question, Harry, yes, this is a sustainable. You can call it a recyclable vape. You don't have to call it a disposable vape, even though it is a one-time use. I'm thinking about branding these under Nick bars and selling them to replace the plastic disposable. But it has to make sense end to end to do it. And I just say, I'm just doing it for the environment. Yeah, of course, that's an easy marketing ploy. But the truth is, who is going to do it? And the only way that we can be successful is by the industry setting the guidelines.
Yeah. I mean, look, there's hypocrites everywhere. There's look at how much hypocritical stuff you see in vaping, right? I would never vape non-American liquid. Well, you're all vaping disposables with Chinese liquid. I would never buy anything but American product. Yeah, but you're putting them in your Chinese chargers and using Chinese batteries and using e-liquid that has nicotine sourced from India or China. Well, I'm all about direct lung. I'm just direct lung, and now you're all mouth to lunging stuff, right? And I'm just like rebuildables and mechanicals, and I didn't see one of you at the show in France, right? Yeah. So there's it's everywhere, right? So I question, even if you did get $1 back, right? It's just $1. Throw it in the fucking garbage, right? Yeah. I think it's just the nature of the beast. All right, let's drive back to Lil.
Go ahead. A couple things. The Enviro is made by Heineken, so if anybody is interested for OEM or that, just contact me directly and I can get you the right person. Just answer a few questions real quick. To be fair, the non-12 milligram vaping people, S&V has been our savior here in Greece compared to the days of 30 euros for 50 mils of 3 milligram nic. No, the shake and vape is not the savior of you. The shake and vape was created to skirt the law and not pay taxes in Greece. Yes, of course, it's cheaper, but is it safer? Is it the way a recipe is designed? Is it done for you to save money? No. 𝗂𝗄𝗆, I'm sorry. You're absolutely wrong on that. Is there a way to recycle a disposable as is? Yeah, you can recycle a plastic disposable. If you bring it in, take it apart, take the battery out, dispose of the nicotine properly, and then recycle the plastic. Who does that? Nobody. Zero. Not one person. I have a recycling thing in all my stores. Nobody. No one has used it. No one, not one person. I've noticed vaping association reps in the UK have been asked along to trading standards raids on convenience stores to identify products. Hypocritical. It really is. They're busting, this little shop in like Chinese guys selling printer ink and fake purses, and they're busting that, and they're bypassing the warehouse in Manchester that has 2 million 50 milligram disposables inside. So it's a little bit hypocritical. Good for them that they're trying, but the reality is you don't get product off the streets like that. You go for the big fish. It's like drug dealers. Yeah, you're gonna catch the mule that's bringing a couple of kilos, where the guy that's producing, half a ton is sitting, getting blown by 2 horse. Got a little bit too descriptive there. And let me see, there was one more question here.
I want to say hello to 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 hanging out. Appreciate you hanging out here. I know you said some nice things about the Zlide top. I'm glad you're liking it, and you're a very intelligent person, because you said I was better looking than Dimitri in one of those posts. And
yes.
I appreciate that.
Adept2 kit. There's a
guy.
hole in the market for something like this. Yes, we're working on that as well, sir. All right, go ahead.
Okay, let's drive back to. So now we're driving to 2 hours again from Lille back to Paris to catch our flights in the morning. Let's do that, and we'll wrap this up.
Just in case it doesn't work.
I got this, bro. I'm a pro now. See, look, 1730, class 1.
Yep.
Boom. See, the card in there.
Took it.
Oh, that's not working. Oh, payment accepted.
Oh, all right. There we go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Green light.
It went up. Wow, there's like there's no comedy there at all.
I'm a French professional now.
Yeah.
With the
Although I do think you got another ticket back there. That flash of light. That was.
think so?
I think
you
so.
think it was for me?
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You're racking them up.
let me say something. Let them collect them as much as they want.
You know what sucks is, like, I had to pay that hospital bill. You haven't paid any of those tickets.
I maybe kind of did pay. I really don't know if she paid. I don't think that she paid him. She says that she does, but she forgets a lot of times. So far, my only concern is getting pulled over by the police.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's going to affect my travel. Like, can you imagine, like, being flagged at the airport because you haven't paid a speeding ticket? I mean,
I would feel bad, but I would laugh.
it would be really funny. Like, but with everything that's going on with wars and all that, like, for a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
But my only concern is, like, if I get pulled over and they're like, "Oh, who's this guy? Oh, this is the American. Oh, yeah, let's fuck him now, French style." That's a bad French accent.
So
Give him a lesson.
The show's over. We're headed from Lille to Paris for our flights this morning. Huh?
Yes, and we left a little bit late.
We left at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was a good time.
But let me tell you a funny story.
Oh God.
I know how Phil is. Like, Phil, when his flight's like at 1 in the afternoon, he wants to get to the airport at 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
Right? Which is against my religion. So, but last night we were talking, we went to dinner. We had a really nice pizza and some wine last night in Lille. Very romantic.
Yeah.
So he tells me what time we're going to leave. I said, we'll leave about 6:30. Our flight's at 11. It's 6:30. We got a couple hours drive, drop off the car. He's like, no, we'll leave at 6. We'll leave at 6. So anyway, this morning, of course, I get up at 5:30, take a shower, get ready, pack my bag, and then I'm waiting for him because I know he's gonna freak out. He's probably up from like 3 o'clock in the morning. So he sends me a message, "Are you awake?" So I don't respond. And my goal was my goal was to like wait until he panics and calls me, and I was gonna act on the phone like, hello, I just woke up, and then he's gonna. But then, you know, I got a little bit compassionate. Are you seeing a different Dimitri now?
Wow, yeah, compassionate Dimitri. That
Yeah,
never happens.
Because if I would have done that, he would have had a heart attack.
Yeah.
So I did the second best thing. I sent him a text message back like after 5 minutes, and I said,
He did make me wait that 5 minutes.
shit, yeah. I was like, oh shit. I just woke up. What time is it? And I can tell just from his typing that he's already having an anxiety attack. He's like, 6, hurry up. And then I was like, I'm just kidding. I'm ready. Fuck you.
There's a lot. Last night, as soon as I got back to the hotel room, I fell asleep. Where's the cameras on this side? Yeah. As soon as I got back to the hotel room, I fell asleep on the bed. And all of a sudden I hear knocking on the door, and I pop out of bed, and it's Dimitri at the door, and I look at my watch. My watch is at 7 o'clock, and I couldn't remember. I didn't know if it was morning or night, and I like panicked real quick, but we're done. The show's good.
Everything worked out. You got upgraded.
I got upgraded. Yep.
Everything worked out great.
The show was the people like the tank, the new tank.
Man, everybody in France is talking about the Zlide top. I'm very, very excited.
Yeah.
The French team is very excited with the product. It works very well. Extensive testing. Got a new device coming with it. We're excited for the. Look at that. That's all I've been using. The little 𝗀𝗄𝗎.
I know.
I mean, it's just it was good. We're very, very excited.
We've told people a lot about that. Injection molded, very, very light. Nice colors for women too.
Yeah. So I would say that the show was not as big as Paris, obviously. Election this weekend, so that cut down a little bit on traffic. But mostly for us, it's about getting out there again, showing the people that we're still here, we're still putting out products, still open vapor product.
We're still doing it, man.
And after 6 years,
we're still doing it.
With Inikin, we're still producing. There was a lot of talk at the show about riding the Z-Coil wave. I mean, 6 years on the market and still selling well.
I think the 𝗵𝗵𝗀 coil is the only one that's gone longer than this, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we're very proud of that, and we're going to keep putting out product that we know people like, and with some new surprises coming soon. Yeah.
My arm's getting tired. Going to start recording now. Yeah, sure. Good. All right. See ya.
I was about to get on. That was what I was about to say right now. Yes. That is the video up. You're muted.
Fuck. See, that's why I want to store the mic information. What I was just saying was the one thing that we didn't talk about was the one-shot video, and I'm not sure I want to talk about the one-shot video. It was so I shared this photo because we always do shots during the one-shot video. For me, I was off my game. It was very, very embarrassing because for whatever reason, I had a sweating meltdown. I don't know if it was anxiety. I don't know what the hell happened. And I mean, like you always said that for the years you've known me, I sweat a lot, and I do. I wished I didn't. It's like you think that you lose weight, you would stop, but it's just what happens with me. And I was so embarrassed, and I was so off my game that my parts weren't coming out good. My story wasn't good. And like eventually it went away, and I was back on my game, but. God, if they release that video, please don't think
it's up.
Don't think less of me. We talked about a lot of embarrassing shit, but I tell you what, I have gained a new respect for David. David and I are brothers from another mother, man, without a doubt.
So I hate to well, I can't here. Let me send you this here.
What?
Copy video URL at the right time.
What?
I'm gonna send it to you on Facebook.
Am I sharing it?
And just play that part right there.
All right, hold on. I probably don't want to share it, do I? All right, let's go. Let's see where you put it. You put it on Facebook chat?
Yeah.
All right. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, boy. Okay.
You look like you came out of a sauna.
She works with harder people than me, you know. She works with Florent. Florent is a badass.
There we go.
Wow. You really topped those off.
Yeah, I really got it right to the rim.
Look at me. I look horrible. Fuck.
Okay.
David, once again, thank you for the hospitality.
That's not the funny part. It really
I
is
hope you
not.
recover
It's
well.
not the funny part.
I will.
Yeah.
I really hope the blowjob was worth it. And
That's bottle number one
absolutely.
going down.
Let's do it. Cheers.
So, guys, let's talk about goals.
That's it?
Goals.
I
balls?
advise you to, if you're going to watch this video, it's on One Shot Media. Let me preface this and say this, that now One Shot Media has become, One Shot Media has become a tradition. And I think that David and the crew and we as well, we look forward to always doing this interview with him. We talked about 15 minutes about the new products. And for about an hour and 45 minutes, we talked about everything, including embarrassing sex stories for me and like the craziest thing you've done to get laid. I highly suggest, if you're going to watch this video, not to have any kids present. Definitely not safe for work. There's bestiality, there's scat, there's this interview had it all, I'm telling you all. But believe me when I tell you that it's the best time for us. I feel even though he had that 5-10 minutes where he was not feeling well, he recovered from it. It's some of the best times that we have when we go to these shows is hanging out with David and talking, because you really see an uncensored version of basically three friends catching up and talking about stories in their lives. And if you enjoy that kind of thing, go watch it on One Shot Media. If you're easily offended, don't go watch it.
We did this little promo. They came by and they said, say something about the video, say something. And we both said, dear God, don't watch it. Just like whatever you do, don't watch it. And it's embarrassing to me. It's full of crazy stuff. Only about 30% vaping, and the rest is just. And you know what? Ask me again to tell the story the next time we do the show together. So
okay.
It'll come out better. Trust me.
Okay.
But just one thing here. I just want to see if I could do this. Notice where the bottle is. This is at the very beginning.
Yes.
Okay. Notice the bottle. All right. Now let me come back over here and let me see if I could find that bottle again at the end.
No, we killed 2 bottles during the interview.
Okay. Here we go. Ready? Now I'm going to go to this monitor. Here's the first bottle. It's empty, right? And here's the second bottle, and it's half empty.
Yes.
Okay. I will say to David, if you watch this, I can't tell you how much we enjoy doing that. And next time, have a fucking fan in there for me so that I could get through this. But it's become a tradition. It's become something we absolutely love doing, and let's continue that tradition without the sweating so much.
And I have a very important announcement to make. I took one of those bottles of moonshine and I literally wrapped it with tons of clothes to make sure it made it to Greece in one piece. And I will enjoy that soon. When I'm done working.
Uh-oh. It'll come back in a second. There you go. Wait, is it back? Are you back yet?
Yes.
Okay.
So that bottle made it safe to Greece, and it's sitting there waiting for me to just kind of like for work to like cut down a little bit, and I'm gonna sit and I'm gonna enjoy that delicious apple moonshine.
Very nice.
It's probably one of the best liquors that I've ever put in my mouth.
And you will be happy to know that my duck made it back okay.
Oh, your
yes.
Confetti. What was that?
There is duck confit. And what I did, I scanned the label, and it's 2 thighs. It's 2 duck thighs in a can.
Nice.
And I sent a message to Jacques thanking him,
yes.
And he gave me instructions on preparing it. So I will definitely take photos when we do it.
Yes. And by the way, yesterday I do want to say this, not to make you feel any bad, but I went to dinner with the team from Dash Vapes, and the young guys are here that work for 𝗫. And we were sitting at dinner, and I'm trying to show him a good time, take him out to nice places. You know how I am when people come here. And all of them didn't. When I told them I was 50 years old, nobody believed me. They all thought I was like 38.
I wouldn't put you at 38. I'd put
That's
me.
what they said. I mean, they might have been nice, but they all said 38. 38, 40 at the most.
Oh, then they must think I'm like 25 then.
Yeah, man, that video is up there. I'm shocked that it's up there. I'm shocked that YouTube hasn't brought it down. Really, I mean, some of the discussions in there were pretty.
We're not big enough to be taken down. Yeah, but yeah, just please don't watch it. Yes,
sweat,
Peggy, the shirt looks fantastic on me. Yeah. Good job.
For the shirt, Take Me to the Sea says, Phil Bizarro, it's called menopause. You're going through menopause.
I think it could have been hot flashes, maybe. Don't laugh.
Ever since I met Phil, he's always sweating.
It's so fucking. It's so embarrassing. Like I went to Amazon.
It's not embarrassing.
It is embarrassing for me. It's embarrassing, right? And I went to Amazon. I bought a whole new round of products. These fucking pads, these face creams, all this shit. Nothing fucking works. Now I found pills. So I was like, I'm gonna try them. I'm gonna try anything, right? But anyway, so I was looking for pills, and you know what most of the pills were for? Menopause. But I found, I'm gonna try it. It's just, please, man, I'm telling you, it's not fun.
You don't need any pills. Stop taking pills. Stop self-medicating.
It's not fun.
If you sweat. We wipe it off, and it's done, and you're done.
It's not fun.
You're done. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, because it doesn't happen to you, so.
I sweat. I was sweating today when I was playing volleyball. You should have seen me.
35-year-olds like you should not be playing volleyball. You said everything hurt.
Buddy, I'm telling you, everything does hurt. But it's so enjoyable to me, man. It's just like the 2 hours that we do practice or the 2 hours that we have a game, it's like I break away from all my worries. There's three things that are bringing me happiness right now.
Me?
3. Aside from you. You're top. Aside from you.
Watermelon peach.
Things. Alcohol. Brings me happiness. Volleyball brings me happiness. And then my playlist when I get in the car and I put my music on. When those 3 things happen, I forget about everything. Every other minute of my awake life, I am stressed as fuck. I have so much weight on my shoulders, Phil.
You do.
At times, it's unbearable. At times, I want to cry. At times, it's like I feel like the entire world is like the planets have aligned against me. I have the shipping issues. I have the stores to worry about. I have this motherfucker telling me to bring Sad Boy in. I'm looking at him and I want to cover him in VG and shove him up his ass. I got Nick Bar stuck in Germany. I got Nick Bar stuck at the courier here. I got today, when was it? Yesterday, the pallet shows up in Vietnam. I mean, it's just like constantly, like all this is like on me, on my shoulders. So the few moments of happiness that I can live in my life through volleyball or through alcohol, I'm trying to cherish this moment.
That's exactly what you told me on the trip too. That's those 3 things. Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, I know about the Botox shots. Believe me, I looked into that too. But I don't know if I want to go that extreme. So.
Bro, I would chastise you if you took a fucking Botox shot. Did they tell you that kratom works for hot sweats?
No, CBD does. CBD works for everything.
CBD for sure does.
It's everything. Like if your foot falls off, you could take some CBD. It grows back. Did you know that?
It's unbelievable, man. But listen. It's all part of life. Interestingly enough, when Lena and Connie was leaving to go back in the States and Maria's going for a couple of weeks, she'll be back here. But, I was at the airport. I started crying. For no reason. Like,
that's unlike you.
It's not like they're leaving and I'm not going to see him again or whatever. But I love my kids more than anything in the world. But even my kids, they won't tell me, but they tell their mom. They're like, we can see, I'm working 12, 13 hours a day. They can see that, but they can also see in my eyes the stress that I have and trying to keep the balance of make sure that the kids are okay and the family's okay and this and then everything that's going on. Lena, you know, all this time when I was here in Greece, you know, she'll message me, but today she sends me a message just out of the blue, text message on Facebook saying, "Hey Dad, I just want to tell you that I love you and I miss you." Just like that, just out of the blue. And it just made my day, man. It just made my day. It was just like, it just made me feel so good, you know, and it put me in a good mood. And it's just little things like that, like when I talk to you, I get aggravated, but you know, I'm just kidding. I'm joking. But yeah, man, it's all good. It's all good.
No, that's sweet. Well, you're breaking down because of all that stress. And you know what, too, though? You get more emotional as you get older. That's something, like, I've seen that, especially with my father. My father, growing up, hardcore construction, hunter, fisherman, no bullshit, no crying ever. And as he's getting older, I see a lot more emotion from him.
Yeah. That's interesting. I mean, I've always been an emotional guy. I hide it very well. I think that I'm getting to the point where I can't hide it, but I've always been in stressful situations with the restaurant business, and through the years, you know, I've always worked these. Thank you for your message, by the way, that you said that you love me. But this year has been tough. Extra because of everything else that's like kind of sprung up on it, and I love the challenge. I love taking it on. At the same time, you know, it's just like, sheesh, you know. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple of days and maybe go to the island and chill out. And
well, that's what I think you need to do. I think you need to take a break, but you can't walk away from it because you're the kind of person that would get bored.
Yeah, and also I'd worry as well too, because you know I'm a control freak, and I want to make sure that everybody's taken care of and everything is okay and everything's going well. And I do a very bad job of delegating because I'm usually let down when I delegate. When I tell somebody to do something and then it doesn't happen, or they do it wrong, or you know, I get twice aggravated, and then I'm like, shit, well, I could have done it myself, you know? Yeah. So yeah. All right. Enough of the problems. We don't want to talk about that. It was a good show, but we don't want to ruin it in the end. But
it was and what is it? 3:00 in the morning, right, for you right now?
It's 3:20 in the morning. Yes.
3:20 in the morning. So
on a bright note, it's a very good time for Larry because he doesn't go to bed this early.
Larry
isn't sure in nap time.
Larry, thanks for watching, buddy, and everybody else who was in the chat. We appreciate all of you. We love all of you. Peggy's there still. See Peggy. Go there, buy her out of. It would be so cool if everybody just bought her out of Unsalted tonight. That would be fantastic.
That would be so cool.
And that's it. Dimitri, thank you very much. Anything you want to close with?
Two things. Tomorrow, Liquid Puff GR Dash Vapes. You can buy unsalted in Greece. And tomorrow, dashvapes.eu. We're open for business. Get on there, place your orders. Hardware, Inikin product, all products, fine liquids made your way, your viscosity. You let us know, we'll fix it. And of course, unsalted and unsalted on ice. You finally can get your big lips on Tiny Lips liquid, and of course, the #1 selling watermelon peach in the unsalted line.
Absolutely. And of course, all of those links, I mean, they're easy enough to remember, but they will all be on tasteyourjuice.com, which is now back up, by the way. It was down for a day. That was
hacked?
No. It was once again, Bluehost made a change to my HT access file and took the whole fucking site down.
Great timing.
Yep. I know, right? Really, because I had Inikin's information up there, and but it's back up now, so all the links will be there. All right. Thank you, guys. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.